We're going to start with the roll call. We have Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Kimball, Mr. Rich, and myself. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to start with a couple of proclamations. We have National Police Week. Mr. Kimball?
Chairman. National Police Week proclamation to recognize and to honor the service and sacrifices of those law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty while protecting our community and safeguarding our democracy. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving in communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the Norton Police Department, and whereas since the first recorded death in 1786, there are 24,775 law enforcement officers in the United States that have made the ultimate sacrifice and have died in the line of duty, including Detective Sergeant Stephen DeFossis, a member of the Norton Police Department. And whereas the name of these dedicated public servants are engraved in the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., and whereas 363 new names of fallen heroes are being added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial this spring, including 109 officers in 2025 and 254 officers died in previous years, and whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty may be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund 36 Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13, 2026. And whereas the Candlelight Vigil is part of the National Police Week, which will be observed this week from May 11th to May 26, 2026. Whereas May 15th is designated as Police Officers Memorial Day in honor of the fallen officers and their families, and the U.S. flag should be flown at half-staff. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the town of Norton will observe May 11th to 16th as National Police Week and publicly salutes the service of our law enforcement officers in our community and across communities across the nation. The Norton Board of Selectmen.
Chief, would you mind coming up? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate all your...
Thank you. And thank you for recognizing Police Week. Having a friend and colleague who happens to be on the wall in Washington, D.C. is a time. This is a time to really remember not only what his service and sacrifice, but the others. When people were going about their business yesterday, there was a funeral service in Salem, Massachusetts, for a trooper that was killed, and his name will be on the wall next year. So I appreciate you taking the time to recognize National Police Week. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And I'd just like to say that I can't say enough good things about Norton Police Department and all the good work that they do here in town. So thank you for your leadership in that effort. Okay, 57th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
Town Clerks Week proclamation to recognize and honor the vital services performed by our town clerks and their importance to the communities they serve. Whereas the office of town clerk is a time-honored and vital part of local government and exists throughout the world, and whereas town clerks are the information center of local government, provide essential services to residents, businesses, and public officials, and whereas town clerks serve as the custodians of official records, administrators of elections, keepers of vital statistics, licensing officials, and trusted resources for public information. And whereas the town clerks continue to strive to improve the administration of the town government through education, professionalism, and dedication to public service. And whereas the town clerk office plays a critical role in supporting transparency, accountability, and a democratic process within the town of Norton. And whereas the town of Norton is grateful for the professionalism, hard work, and commitment demonstrated by the Norton Town Clerk's Office in service of the community. Now therefore be resolved that the Norton Select Board hereby recognizes the week of May 4th, 2026 to May 10th, 2026 as Town Clerk's Week in the town of Norton and encourages all residents to acknowledge the important contributions made by town clerks to our community and local government. Signed by the Norton Board of Select Board.
Joe, would you mind coming up? And Stella, come on up. And let's get a picture with the whole board. And Chief, don't go anywhere. We want to get a picture with you.
You're not off the hook, Chief.
Thank you so much for all your hard work.
Thank you.
And I appreciate everything that you and your staff do to make the town a better place. And all the work that you do is unbelievable between elections and the licensing that you do. And thank you so much for
Thank
everything
you.
that you do.
Thank you. We appreciate the acknowledgement. Thank you.
You want to, let's take a picture over near the flag so we can have that.
How many people did you wed last year? Did you marry anybody?
I did.
Yeah. I think the flag's better than the doorway. Yeah.
All right. Chief, come on
Thank
over.
you.
Wait. We didn't take the opportunity when you were getting that.
Stella,
Thank
see you.
you.
See you, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you both.
Like the rose between the thorns here.
Oh, here we go. How did I know that was coming?
Can I take 30 seconds to just move the other chair? You know, we might as well. No, it's fine.
Thank you.
Well, not too quickly, Brian.
You guys might need a professional photo booth at this point. So you guys might need a professional photo booth at this point.
Right?
It's been a lot of photos lately. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We should put one up in the corner over there.
yeah, just what we need.
Okay, she's to my left, so I'm gonna go chair.
Okay, so moving on to appointments, resignations, and retirements, we have an appointment to the Historic District Commission. Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So we have a couple of nominations, and it is up to the board to select who will be the next appointee. We have attached in your packet page 1 and 6, it looks like, or 5 and 6, sorry. The nominations from the Boston Society of Architecture, as required by our bylaw, are Miranda Diolio and, oh, I apologize, that's the one that wrote the letter. The two nominees are Nelia Morrison and Chantel Kocher. So,
Would you like to come up and say anything?
Through your chair. Unless I'm missing something, for us to make an appointment, we need to know a little bit more. Amelia, we've been introduced to already, but I don't know any information about Chantel.
I don't know who Chantel is. Neither one of the candidates are here today.
Correct. So we had previously received information on Nelia. We have not received any information on Chantel, so I'm not sure how we can make a decision without having information on both candidates.
Do we have a letter from Chantel at all of her interest in it? Or?
No, you don't, because she wasn't asked to submit a letter. And the reason being, she has no interest. We needed a second name, and we got a second name, and that second person, Chantel, is simply not interested. Her name is being submitted because we needed 2 names. And in fact, Nelia has been working with us for several months on several things that are going on in the Historic District. And she is obviously our requested nominee.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
So I've been going to some of the meetings for the Historic District, sitting in on some of them, and I've been observing Nelia has actually been very much involved in the process for a while, and has been looking forward to getting appointed to this. If the other person, Chantel, is not interested, and obviously we should give Nelia the opportunity to fill the position and do the job. But she, in my opinion, she's already been doing it. She just hasn't had the had been in the position to vote or to really get involved. So I think she'd be an excellent candidate, and I would highly recommend that we appoint her.
I would entertain a motion.
Through you, Chair, one last question.
Yes.
Are we certain that Chantel's not interested, or are we assuming she's not interested because she's not been in contact with you?
She's not interested in pursuing, period.
Did
Nelia-
she express that?
Pardon me?
Did she express that she was not interested?
Did she express that?
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Nelia
Then why would the
declined
BSA appoint her as an option if she had no interest?
Because we needed a second person, and it was Nelia who went about to try to find somebody who fulfills the requirements. Because we needed a second option. And while we're at it, after you vote, while we're at it, how do we eliminate that need? Because that is having to do with a realtor as well. And are there any other boards that demand an option?
Through you, Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry.
We will be discussing later this evening a bylaw review committee, and that would be the appropriate vehicle to amend the bylaw.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Mrs. Nelia Morrison to the Historic District Commission.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And Mr. Chairman, just for the record, that term is July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2029.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned
So,
that.
just so we're clear, because I think because we're appointing her as of today, it can only be through 2028. It can't be more than 3 years.
Yes, sir. Just because she'd like to start immediately, so instead of July 1st, she'd like to start May 14th today through June 30th, 2028.
So I'll modify that motion to include today's date, May 14th, 2026, through June what?
30th,
June 30th, 2028?
yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And she's ready to be nominated our next meeting, which is the 4th of June. I mean, sworn in?
She can see the town clerk anytime to be sworn in.
Right. I've already made the arrangements. She's out of the country tonight, and if she were able to be, I'm sure she would be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is minutes. Anybody have any questions about the minutes of April 30th?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of April 30th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? See none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Licenses and permits for the Memorial Day Parade. For the Norton Veterans Council is looking for a permit to have a parade. Mr. Town Manager, is there anything that's out of line on this?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This looks like the same as it does every year. We have a Mr. Gary Cameron, President of the Norton Veterans Council, applying for the routine Memorial Day Parade.
And just so we're clear, the Memorial Day Parade starts at the high school, goes up to the corner of Pine Street. They have a little ceremony there, and then they go to the Common for a ceremony, and then they go to the Trent Memorial for a ceremony, and then they return to the high school.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
seeing all department heads signed off on the license application, I'd like to make a motion to approve the permit for the May 25th, 2026 Memorial Day Parade
Second.
by the Norton Veterans Council.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? See none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we have a August 8th, 2026 special one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut Farm.
Yes, sir, this is a frequent flyer. The board is used to Smoky Chestnut Farm having activities and events. This one in particular is also starts on page 20 of your packet and is also highlighted on page 25. There's a little flyer, Hot Rods for Horses. So all the sign-offs for this one are also completed, and we see no reason not to recommend approval of this one.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball?
So just so everyone knows, that this is their 5th annual car show fundraiser. Hot Rods for Horses is $20 per vehicle. You have to be pre-registered in order to bring your vehicle in. There's a $10 admission at the door, and children under 10 are free. They're being sponsored by Harper Lane Brewery, and looks like they got a food truck there also. And again, this is 50 car max, be held on from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on
Mr.
August 8th.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the license or permit, the license for the August 8th, 2026 special one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut Farm, Hot Rods for Horses.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, this is a liquor license,
Yep.
so we'll do a roll call.
Yep.
Yes.
Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
Ms. Luciano?
Yes.
Mr. Kimball?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. So this is another one-day license for Smoky Chestnut Farm, October 3rd, 2026.
Yes, sir, thank you. And it's, as you said, the same applicant, just a different date. And the date here is October 3rd, or with a rain date of October 5th, or sorry, rain date of October 4th. And everything is in order. All the department sign-offs have been completed.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich?
maybe this is directed at Mr. Town Manager or Ms. Enegren. I see the building department approval on the sign-off timeline still active. Is that accurate?
No, that has been approved.
Okay.
We prepared the packets well in
Yeah,
advance.
Okay, fair enough. With that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the one-day liquor license for Smoky Chestnut Farm for October 3rd, 2026.
If I could add a rain date of October 4th. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? I'm
Aye.
sorry, we're gonna do a roll call again. Mr. O'Neill?
Yes.
Ms. Luciano? Mr. Kimball?
Yes.
Mr. Rich?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. So we have a special event parking permit for Shane Bervetti at 260 Mansfield Ave from June 1st to November 1st, 2026. This is an annual application that they put in. They have parking that they use on their property for the Xfinity Center.
Yes, sir, precisely. And you'll notice that all the sign-offs for this are complete also. And I would note that although building department shows as active, it has subsequently been approved by building, and there are 36 parking spots to go along with the map on page 34. So we would recommend approval of this special event parking permit.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball?
make a motion to approve the application for Shane Bervetti for 260 Mansfield Ave, Norton, Massachusetts, for a, what do you call this thing?
Parking permit.
Commercial lot. For 36 parking spaces,
June, no, 1st to November
June 1st to November
1st.
1st. Okay, thank you.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. I don't think we need to do a roll call on this one. So. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Announcements. Mr. Kimball.
Let's see. Another reminder, Norton Town meeting will be held next Monday, May 18th, 2026 at 7 p.m. This will be held at the Norton High School on West Main Street. Founder's Day will be held on June 27, 2026. Vendors who are interested, please email, this is one word, nortonfoundersday@gmail.com. We're looking for vendors who want to set up that day. It can be a local business, it could be a nonprofit, it could be an organization that wants to get their word out, anything of that sort. We're encouraging everyone to please contact us and continue to make this Founder's Day event more resourceful, plus have more participation. That same day on June 27th, we'll be having our fireworks that evening, so we're encouraging everyone to attend that also. Which brings me to the Norton BFW Carnival, which is June 25th through 28th, 2026. Again, this is our fourth year that we're putting, the Veterans Council is putting it on, and it'll be at the Yale School, and again, that's the 25th to the 28th. We just mentioned the Hot Rods for Horses, which is going to be on August 8th. There's a separate stroll going to be held here at the Town Hall this Saturday, May 16th, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mr. Town Manager, maybe you could give us a bit more information about that?
Sure, Mr. Kimball. I've actually attended one of these, and it was fantastic. It's an amazing environment. They have a little something for everyone. It's a craft show. It's local vendors. There is there's 96 vendors, free admission, music. It's family friendly for all ages. They have a little, something you want to buy something, you want to sip an alcoholic beverage and make some new friends. Parking's going to be tight, so get here early. There's also a shuttle, I understand, from the Great Woods Marketplace parking lot that the organizer there has set up. It's going to be a great time. Come on out, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday.
As far as parking, Mr. Chairman, we have a lot of parking around. I know the front lot's going to be used for this event, but we do have parking to the side of the building. We have parking behind the building. We've got some parking at the library. There are a number of places. The only concern I have about the 16th is it's also graduation day for Wheaton College, and that's going to be in the morning. So I would make an assumption that most of that traffic should have died down. So just for anyone who might be coming to the center of town on Saturday the 16th, be well aware that there may be some traffic issues in the center of town. I fainted on that one too. The Veterans Memorial Day Parade will be held on May 25th, 2026, as we mentioned earlier. We're hoping that we can get more people involved. We want people to come out. If you want to put a float on the parade, we'd love to have you. If you have an antique vehicle you'd like to bring along, we'd love to have that too. So again, that's Memorial Day, May 25th. It kicks off at 10 a.m. in the morning at the Norton High School. And I think that's all I have.
Thank you. Anybody else have any other announcements? Moving on. New business, bylaw review committee discussion. Mr. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this has been suggested by numerous people, numerous times. This is something that's really important to do. So every 5 and every 10 years, there's either a charter review or a bylaw review. So we are due for a bylaw review. That means that the select board has the pleasure of appointing a committee to consist of 5 residents of Norton to review the bylaws. And I've seen this done in other communities. It's really useful to have a broad, it's up to the board, of course, to have a broad cross-section. A lawyer's helpful when reviewing bylaws. different professionals, people that have been around a while. There's a lot of aspects to review, conformity with the charter, emergence of new committees, what committees might be better restructured, maybe potentially different requirements for certain committees. But it's completely up to the board who to appoint. Then this group would meet for, I would suggest the board put a time limit after appointing, which, no urgency to do so tonight. But to say, report back to the board in 6 months or even a year with their recommendations, which the board would then forward to town meeting at the board's discretion. So this is a great opportunity and something sorely needed. And I look forward to seeing which direction the board would like to take.
So I'd be looking for any proposals that any board members have on how to select the 5 members that we would have on this board. I think that one of them should be a select board member. Other than that, I'm open to discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball.
I think the last time we did this, we pretty much put out the word that we were looking for. That would have been 2015. Looking for people who might be interested in serving on this. Before we start appointing people already in office, perhaps we could see what interest is out there. And there may be some people that may want to serve that will bring a different perspective and amount of detail to the board. I don't have a problem with one member from the select board serving. Unlike the other charter review, which in the years ending 0, that pretty much establishes who's going to be on that review board. And this one does not. It just says that we need to pick 5 people. If one of them, if the board wants to have one of them as a member of the select board to be appointed, I'm perfectly fine with that. But I'd be curious to see just what is of interest we may get from people in the community to see who does serve, who wants to serve, and take it from there.
I would say that the issue we're going to have with this, as we have with anything else with information we're trying to get out to the public, how do we get the information out to people so that they know that we are looking for people? I'd be open to suggestions on how we think we should do that.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Kimball.
I mean, obviously, Facebook is an important message board these days. I would suggest that at Monday night's town meeting, we ask the moderator to read this to the people that have come to the town meeting. Send letters to all department heads, committees that we have, letting them know that we're looking for people to serve, and continue to talk this up as much as we can. I think it's important to give it some time so that the word does get out there, so we can get as many people that want to be involved. I kind of picture people who have served in the past on various boards and committees might come forward and say, hey, I want to give another try at this and make changes to it. This proposal, this board is a special committee, and it's basically the revisions of bylaws. Just taking another look at bylaws and how some of those have been drafted and how they could be changed. Some of the committees and boards that we have could be modified. As Peg just indicated, maybe this board could look at how we appoint that historic district commission person, and maybe we can make that go away or modify it in some way. So I know the town manager has a number of articles that he was going to bring to the town meeting this time around that would be involved in this conversation also. So I'm not too sure I want to hurry up and then make an appointment, but I would say within the next 30 days we should make appointments. Just try to get the word out the best we can.
So if we maybe put a timeline of July 1st, we come up with a committee, and perhaps, Mr. Town Manager, we could put a email blast out to all boards and committees and let them know that we're looking for potential people to sit on this committee so that we can get as a wide range as possible instead of looking at the same people saying the same things.
Of course, happy to assist in getting the word out to as many people as possible.
Okay, and I think if we put a July 1st date on that so that we have whatever meeting we have closest to that time, we can maybe appoint that committee.
Mr. Chairman, we should set aside some time for interviews also. As much as try to set up some interviews after July 1st. Obviously, we'll try to do that. We may have to. It may take a couple meetings to do them all. That's all.
Depending on how many people we have wanting to serve. Yep.
Just another thought. We've recently started using the tax bills, the real estate tax bill, the excise tax bills as opportunities to get out information to residents. So I could check with the assessors and the treasurer and see if there are any bills that line up with this, if the board would like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Next is dissolve the Gold Star Committee. Mr. Kimball, I think this is right up in your wheelhouse.
So the Gold Star Committee was formed in October of 2012 when Greg Trent was killed in action in Afghanistan. So the Board of Selectmen at that time formed a committee to address the recognition of a first fallen soldier we'd had in Norton since World War II. So it was important that for the town to get involved, and we did. We formed a committee in October, started immediately going out and raising funds through any way we possibly could. And that following Memorial Day, May of 2013, we dedicated the park to Gregory Trent. So we were very pleased that we were able to do that in a 9-month period of time. As we all know, town government doesn't work that fast, and we were fortunate enough to get it done. So since then, the Gold Star Committee has really basically been consisted of 4 people. After the event, everyone else pretty much backed off, and the remaining 4 of us continued to do the job. Until 2020, all of the funding was raised through yard sales, and we had mediums, events, we had all kinds of stuff. We raised money every year, and between $4,000 and $6,000 was being raised every year to maintain the park on our behalf. Then the pandemic hit in 2020, and everything went to crap. So obviously we couldn't go out and we couldn't raise money. We couldn't come up with ways to continue to maintain it. So I volunteered to continue to take care of it until we got back on our feet after the pandemic. And here we are, 2026, and I'm still pretty much in charge of the park. 2 years ago, we realized that we were reaching out to organizations, specifically federal military organizations that would make contributions to the Trent Memorial. Unfortunately, they wouldn't do it because we are a town committee. And because we were part of a town committee, they weren't inclined to give us any kind of grants or any kind of money. So 2 years ago, we established a nonprofit 501c3 fund, and any money we've been raising since that time has been going into that nonprofit. The town manager at the time was aware of it. The town accountant was aware of it. And but we still had a few $1,000s left in this account that we were advised to continue to pay down any invoices, any bills. You know, we bring it back to the town, and the town would take care of it. That account has pretty much been drained as of a week ago. I just had to plant some new shrubbery and buy some supplies for spring, and the balance of that account is now depleted. So as of this point, the Gold Star Committee is broke, and we have no additional funds left. The 501c3 has been and will continue to stay on top of the park and continue to do exactly what we've been doing since the year 2013. Nothing changes. The only change would be that the Gold Star Committee is no longer necessary. There are four of us involved, myself, Bill Novick, who now lives in Walpole, Mass. Donna Ross, who lives down near the Cape, and John Denny, John Denny, who lives in Taunton. So I'm really the only member left that lives in Norton, of the park anyway. So the nonprofit will take it from this day on. It is a hope and desire of the committee, the nonprofit, to continue to raise money for this park so it becomes self-sufficient. And when we're all gone, we're already working with the next generation to continue to maintain and take care of this park. If something comes up in the meantime, if we have another, say, fallen hero, which we pray to God we don't, but if we do, we'll be in a position to add to the memorial in the future. We have had conversations with the veterans groups to actually add an additional stone up there to represent the Middle Eastern conflicts, and with some of the people from Norton who have served in those capacities. So that's something else we're looking into also. But I would appreciate the select board dissolving the committee. Really is no longer necessary. But I want to thank the people of Norton for all the effort and time and money you've given us to get this park established, and we'll continue to, we promise, we continue to we'll maintain and take care of the park into the future as long as we possibly can. And then hopefully have it set up where other people will be able to take care of it.
So, Mr. Kimball, I would just like to personally thank you and the Gold Star Committee for all of your hard work and dedication to all of your efforts that have gone into creating that park and keeping it up. If anybody ever has the opportunity to go, it's right next to CVS, right on West Main Street. You can go check out the Trent Memorial that the Gold Star Committee has set up, and I think it's an amazing tribute to Mr. Trent and to the hard work that the Gold Star Committee has put into that. So thank you for all of your efforts.
Mr. Chair, so I was sitting at the light backed up in front of the Yale School the other day, and I look over my shoulder, and there's Mr. Kimball on his hands and knees in his work clothes, trimming all of the bushes along the path, which I believe you had planted all of those alongside either side of the path itself. And I know you mow it when it needs to be mowed yourself, basically. And so you can't move out of town.
I promise, I'm not going to, but if I do, I'll still come back and take care of it.
Mr. Chair, I wanted to ask, so to make sure that potential donors into the 501c3 don't get confused, that we remove the any reference to this Gold Star Committee from our website, town website.
Absolutely.
As well as our annual town report as well. So that basically they can continue to run independently with no connection to the town, which will be more, I would imagine, more efficient for you as well. Yeah. Good job, Bob.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Rich.
I move that the Select Board dissolve the Gold Star Committee, which is currently inactive and is not required by the Charter or general bylaws.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you again, Mr. Kimball.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, town meeting warrant article number 5. So this is changed over time, and the article that's going to be moved forward at town meeting, we haven't voted on yet for Article 5. So, Mr. Town Manager, if you'd...
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So as you alluded to, this is a little different than the article we brought forward last time. And that's intentional because we want to give the board and the residents more time to absorb, to think through this, and to make ultimately the best decision for the town and its employees, the residents. So we're only bringing the routine bylaw that's brought pretty much every spring. And here there's just two amendments. One is for the Director of Senior Services, who's doing great things at the Senior Center. The other is the Human Resources Generalist, who is doing great things at Town Hall to benefit the town, the schools, and I'm happy to give my strong recommendation for both of these to increase efficiency, to better provide services to residents, employees, and to further the teamwork, the great things that are happening here in the town every day. And with your permission, Mr. Chair, I'd like the Assistant Town Manager to introduce, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As Mr. Town Manager indicated, the only changes that we're requesting the board take action on are the typical standard ones that have been essentially brought forward at town meeting yearly, with the addition of the Director of Senior Services, as well as the Human Resources Generalist. In your packet, you do have the proposed salary ranges for that. Additionally, you also have the former job descriptions as well as the recommended job descriptions for each. We did, in fact, put in the study for the Director of Senior Services, as that was applicable. That was the salary study that was done previously under previous management. However, that was not done for the human generalist. So we did take a crack at that. In addition, we did put in the data that we found for relevant towns with similar job titles with those salary ranges in order to land at that proposed salary range that's within your packet. And with that, I'll take any questions that anyone has regarding either of these positions or the salary proposals that we've attached.
Questions?
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Mr. O'Neill.
What does the payroll and benefits administrator make right now? What is their current salary this fiscal year?
Bear with me. Okay. So I believe that was the 55,000.
Yeah, 54,676?
That's correct.
Great, thank you. Mr. Chair?
Mr. O'Neill.
Just an observation, and correct me if I'm wrong, the new Director of Senior Services, both of them, is their current salary within the current min-max, the current range?
I believe it is, but I would confer with Mr. Town Manager for that specific question.
So the current salary was amended when the current incumbent was hired as the Assistant Human Services Director. I don't have that number on the tip of my tongue. If you have a number, I could probably
If I
confirm.
recall correctly at the FinCom meeting, I think you had indicated that you did, that they're in the current range. Even next year, they'll be in the current range.
I would say so.
I believe that's accurate.
So Mr. Chair, just said, I did a lot of research on this earlier today. So given that the two Director of Senior Services are within the current range and will be next year with their annual increase, this article is going before the town meeting basically just for one position, the payroll and benefits administrator. for that, because you can go a year with the two director of senior services because they're already within the range. They're not going to go outside the range. They're, I don't know if you need a title change, probably not. So basically, this article is going before the town just for one position, for one employee. And given that that person's salary now is around 55,000, and the max on that position goes up to 66,000, a little less than 66,000, that person could basically receive up to a 20% pay increase within the current range with no change. So I wanted to point that out to everybody. So if we did nothing, basically the payroll and benefits administrator could get up to a 20% pay increase, and the other two positions, whatever their increase is, would fall within the range. So I just wanted to mention that when this goes before the town meeting, that's what.
People are gonna wanna know how much are these people making, and are they in the range that's...
And why are we fighting this battle now for one position?
I can assist with that if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What we're trying to do here is, what we've done is an exhaustive review of what other towns, very similarly placed, like Norton, are using for HR function. The HR function has been non-existent here in Town Hall for Norton. Coming in, there's zero policies and procedures. There were almost no job descriptions, and the job descriptions that we have are 19 to 25 years old, if we have them. There's been no ability to negotiate with any of the insurance carriers. I'm sure all of you have seen across the news that all other towns that are going in their town meeting right now are talking about major cuts and major layoffs. One of the things we've been able to do, because we've been utilizing essentially what is an HR generalist here in the town hall, is able to negotiate with the SMHG to take that massive increase of the 13% for Blue Cross and get it negotiated down to the 7.5% for the HMO and even lower for the HSA. And I'm happy to report that many, many, many people are switching over to the HSA. Those kinds of things have already paid dividends. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for someone who is innovative, who's got the connections. Another example I'll give you is this individual in which would be the place of HR generalist, not payroll's benefit coordinator. Payroll would be separated from this. The benefit coordinator portion would be allocated to the HR generalist. What this allowed was the HR generalist to have, because there's myself and this person who are dually doing these things, this person was allowed to meet with 30 individuals just this week to have an individual one-on-one conversation with them and their spouses if they so chose. They were able to leave after 30 to 45 minutes of a very, very well comprehensive, thought out change into their health insurance, which made them feel better, made us feel better, because if they did the switch, we're making out. It also allows us to have a more of one-on-one. And finally, I'm not going to get into every single detail about what this person does, but the job description of the payroll and benefits administrator, if you look at it closely, it essentially is data entry. It's data entry of payroll, it's data entry of onboarding. Those things would remain within the treasurer's department. The HR generalist is removed from that. They'll be working under the town manager. There'll be a contract. And that's important because this isn't a union position. This person is going to be involved in strategy, such as negotiating contracts with Blue Cross through the SMHG, such as developing innovative ideas that help bring funds back to the town. Certainly no one's trying to move a fast one. We want to have a well-educated employee base. This individual also, for what it's worth, 90% of the visits that this person has had thus far have been with the school. I'm not sure if everyone knows, but the current person who would be in line for the human resources generalist does all of the benefits for the whole school department as well. So in terms of salary, what we're going is we don't want to we don't want to change the salaries based on individuals, right? We want to have comprehensive terms and job titles and job positions for the future and so forth. What we're looking for is to have an HR generalist essentially below the assistant town manager and the town manager, and then below them would be a payroll and benefits or a payroll processing data entry person. So that way we can kind of alleviate some of that those time-consuming processes and allow another person to have one-on-one access with the employees we're here to work with and inform them about these things. And finally, one other additional very important thing that I think that is wildly important is the amount of lawsuits that we can prevent by having an HR generalist is within your packet, and I strongly urge you to look at that. Towns who do not have a well-structured HR department are grossly at risk for litigation. When people are not well prepared and not well versed in their rights, in ensuring that we're COBRA compliant, FMLA compliant, once we're not in compliance with those things, it's very hard to come back from. And it's a ripple effect. Once one person knows about it and is litigious, it's wildfire. So having these things in place certainly secures the town in terms of how to protect itself, while also simultaneously making sure that the employees who work with us are protected, have the best benefits, have the most clearly explained benefits. There's an open line of communication directly with Town Hall, and can also help be a strategist in terms of figuring things out and thinking outside of the box for those other things. I find myself to be extremely grateful every day that I'm part of the team that gets to go to Town Hall without having to say we're shutting down a fire department, that we have to say we're shutting down a police department. I'm very proud of these things, and I'm very proud of the team that came up with some of these innovative ideas such as this to help.
Thank you very much for all of that. So, Mr. Chair, has anybody had the opportunity to look at the new position job description compared to the current payroll and administrator position job description?
No.
Okay.
I just got,
I did read, I read through them, yes. There is a difference.
Yeah.
You know, the responsibilities are definitely different. Putting that aside, based on the job description itself, to me, it's already proving that it's well worth the investment, no matter what we do here, because it's already working. Even before town meeting, what we're trying to do is already working beforehand. Just, Mr. Chairman, if I could.
Mr. Kimball.
I look at this article every year, and every year we go to town meeting, and every year, some years the entire budget goes through and no one even asks a question. But every time we get to this category, we have a conversation. And what's always blown my mind, first of all, this is a remnant of prior to the adoption of the town charter. We had a personnel board. The personnel board used to do this. They used to do the surveys. They used to come to the selectmen and say, here's the positions, here's what we think the ranges should be based on what we've done on our review. When we adopted the charter, we changed a lot of stuff. But the one thing we didn't change was this. This was, for whatever reason, continued to tick along. It shouldn't have been. It should have been incorporated in the responsibilities of the town manager way back in 1989. It didn't happen. It blows my mind every year when we go to town meeting and they ask questions about this. We have roughly a dozen non-union positions. No one ever asks about the school side of the budget and how many non-union positions we have there. What are their ranges? We don't know. What's their job description? We don't know. My point to the whole thing is, if we had done this properly back in '89, we wouldn't be having this conversation at all, because this is the responsibility of the town manager and the select board. We are the ones to establish the job descriptions, the job titles, and the compensation. We should be doing that. And I know that's what you tried to do, Mr. Gould, and you had to modify it back because of some of the pushback we were getting. But for a budget that's 30% of the entire budget, being very transparent here. We're going to town meeting. If we want to give someone a 20% increase, we can't just do it like the school committee can. They can do that when they're in legal purview. They can do that. We can't. We have to go to town meeting and say, here it is, and by the way, this is what we're asking. We have to get their permission. It's an archaic system. It should go away, and we should be treated on the municipal side the same way we are on the school side. And I'm hoping that eventually we can get this whole personnel policy corrected, and we can move on. You know, a few years ago, I remember we tried to change the charter, and that was defeated. Back then, they were willing to consider the possibility of 7, 9, 11 of us making these decisions, day-to-day decisions. It's rumbling out there again, and you can hear it. You can hear it in the early rumblings of it. But yet, when you've got an opportunity for 5 select board members and a town manager to make these decisions, suddenly you're taking my rights away. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to clean it up. So I guess I'm somewhat frustrated when we do this every year, because the same conversation every year, same questions every year, like we're trying to pull a fast one. We're not. And we are being a lot more transparent than the other 70%. That's all I can say.
Mr. Chair?
Mr.
So I
O'Neill.
just wanted to point out that the only time you need to go to town meeting is to increase the max on the range. So today, Mark could give this person a 20% raise today, because it's within the min-max. Based on what the person makes today, you could give her a 20% raise, and she'd be right up at bumping right at the top max without town meeting approval. It's just because we're asking to change the maximum in the range that we have to go to town meeting. So Mr. Kimball is right on that aspect. So I went to the FinCom meeting, and I actually spoke in favor of this. And then I got the job descriptions. I got some additional information afterwards. They voted against it 6-4, so that tells you what kind of influence I have.
Point of information, it was, the end vote was no action.
No action, 6-4. That's right.
Right.
So they
Still
won't.
hurts.
No, yeah.
So they went back and forth. I think they voted no, and then they went. And I think there was a little bit of confusion around how to vote it at the time. But the bottom line is the FinCom's not going to move this article at town meeting, so it would be up to somebody else to move it. And given 3 out of 5 of us have not even compared the 2 job descriptions, and the fact that the salaries can be increased substantially or within the same range today without getting any action from town meeting, you could give this person a 20% raise today, and then in October, make the proper adjustments to the whole grid, not just that one position, and kind of do it right all in one fell swoop. And then we would have more time to review the job descriptions, and maybe do a better job with our homework, given that, you know, it's going to the town meeting and the warrant without a recommendation, no action, and the fact that we haven't even read all of the information ourselves. My suggestion is just to leave it as is, to Mr. Kimball's point, with the current organizational setup. We're already seeing a lot of progress and a lot of gains with the payroll and benefits administrator doing a lot of this work already. I looked at her job description, and it's broad enough where she can continue to do what she's been doing, right?
I'm sorry, so are you, I just want to be clear. So are you suggesting that the person who has the payroll benefits position now should continue to do what she's doing for the same salary as the payroll benefits data entry person?
The person who has the position now who makes $55,000.
So that's the data entry position versus the senior level.
Her job description has a lot more than data entry. She does.
And that's because it's an old job description. That's one of the ones that is an outdated job description. We'd be redoing the job description when we redo all the job descriptions, which is
So
coming up this
that
summer.
is not her current job description?
That's her current one. We'd be looking to revamp that to make it a payrolls payable person so that it can be managed to be a data entry person under the treasury, which is what hers was, but to be maximizing the best use of our senior staff to be able to do bigger issue things, and having the data person, the data entry on the payroll portion of what it is we do is an is hours of long processes. And that's because we don't have adequate software right now to assist with that. So these kinds of things, entering payroll, entering onboarding information per employee that starts, is extraordinarily time consuming. For one employee, it can take up to 1 to 2 hours per data entry person. So it's not necessarily feasible given the direction that where we want to go in the future, which is to be making Norton a desired place for people to work, a place that has great onboarding, a place that has a welcoming, a place that has updated job descriptions, a place that can actually compete in the marketplace. That's what we want to get. We're not talking about so much the individual person. We're talking about how to create this under the town manager's vision of how to make us a up-and-comer in today's environment. And part of that is to have an HR department, not necessarily having the HR department being run by someone who is doing data entry. That answers your question.
Mr. Chair, I understand completely, and thank you for all of that background. So it sounds like there'll be an additional person being requested, a data entry person in the future?
Eventually, yes.
Mr. Gould?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And as you can see, we have a lot of enthusiasm on our side about this. And it's not, just to clarify, it's not about, I couldn't just give someone a raise now. The true check and balance, and the way it should be, and the way it is of town meeting, is the power of the purse. That's what Congress has in the federal government. That's what town meeting has in our local government. They appropriate, they set aside the money for each position. So this, to me, isn't about people. It's about the organization. It's about modernizing, professionalizing. I'm not even looking at the people in the roles. I mean, that's a part of it. I'm looking at what's the best structure to modernize, professionalize the services we give our residents. Where's the best bang for our buck? As was alluded to, we're looking at revamping a payroll payables person, which was previously a payroll benefits person. So we're looking at switching up roles. The way the organization is now, what people are doing does not match what their title is, does not match the best practice of organization, does not match the way it should be, the select board and town manager working hand in hand to innovate, to make the government work for the people. So this, in my mind, is what is the best structure going forward, regardless of who's sitting in that role. And I would recommend it.
Through you, Chair.
Ms. Luciano?
Sorry, I have several questions. I've not had a chance to review these job descriptions thoroughly yet. One of the things that I'm not seeing in the human resources one, at least my quick skim right now, is investigation of grievances. That seems to be a central role of a human resources role. Is it in here? I'm just missing it?
That's pretty much my purview.
That's her job.
So investigating of grievances is under my job description.
Okay.
I would, sorry, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
sir. Yes.
In every job description I approve, it says in the last line, all other related duties as assigned. I would definitely include that as one of the duties that this person would be performing.
And the other question is, based on what you're outlining today, so this,
And it is there on page 123.
the proposed red lines is just adding a new position. So it looks as though you could have both a payroll and benefits administrator and a human resources generalist. But
That's
it
right.
sounds like, based on this conversation, what you're really looking to restructure to have is a human resources generalist and then a payroll administrative something or other
Like a data entry person.
at assumingly a much lower salary than what we're seeing here.
Yes. Would we be bringing that when
But-
the time has come to the next town meeting to do, we wouldn't be filling this right away, obviously, with the caveat that we know that that would be a much higher end for a data entry.
Right, but if that was the vision, I guess why weren't we accomplishing both of those at the same time? So it was matching up
So-
with the vision.
I can answer that one. When we had begun this process, it originally had started out with obviously what we were doing with the senior center and what happened there, and then we took a look at the charter and the bylaws and agree with Mr. Kimball. We found some discrepancies in there. So what we did was we went to council and asked for some advice on what to do with the bylaws. That turnaround took some time. Regrettably. So you folks didn't get the information in time. We were pushing the clock on town meeting, so we have withdrawn all of that information. And same thing with the payroll administrator. It kind of took a back seat to what we could present to you. These things are going very quickly, so it just took a back seat, if you will.
So to Kevin's point, if we're not sort of truly reflecting the future structure of what we want, being an administrative data entry position and then the human resources generalist, is there an urgency to doing this now or doing it the proper way in the fall, perhaps?
And you're suggesting the proper way would be to
Reflect both job changes.
just
the same.
reflect the reduction in pay?
Well, and I'm assuming you're going to change it from payroll and benefits administrator to payroll
And
something, data entry?
I'll be honest, the treasurer just started Monday, so we did want her consultation in on this as well, specifically since it would be under her department. And we haven't quite gotten there yet. Doesn't mean that there's a lack of need to have Part A installed.
Okay. My other question was around the Director of Senior Services.
Yes,
So the prior director, I believe, was the Council of Aging Director.
that's correct.
You've now split it into two separate directors. Where is the other director covered?
So the other director is covered,
Encina A union,
yes.
and so these were discussed with the unions and negotiated. Encina A, Encina B, and AFSMI.
That was a union position.
So what is the other director title?
Director of Human Services, Director of Senior Services are the two titles. And again, just for clarity, that was in response to the changing the location of the senior center from the previous location to the current location, which was wildly popular and caused the influx of people to go from about 20 people a day to about 200 plus people per day. And it allows them to now be able to have directors of those two concentrations and have their staff as such. They're both responsible for budget. They're both responsible for, the global overlook as a whole, while having individual staff underneath them.
Mr. Chair? Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Kimball.
To my earlier point, we're having this long conversation about positions, job titles. There's not a person in this room can tell me what the non-union personnel job titles are in the school system. You can't show me a contract from the school side of the business. We're tearing this thing apart like we're trying to pull something off, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to wrap our arms around something that's not working right and has been broken for a long time and trying to fix it. We just talked about creating a charter commission review. This is the kind of stuff we want them to look at. And if the town is going to be expected, if the municipal side of government is going to be expected to show our job classifications for non-union personnel, then the school side should do it too. If we're expected to give a range on salaries for all these positions, the school side should do it also. So I think this is the kind of stuff that needs to be addressed in the future. Right now, I think this is the way to fix this, and I don't want to jeopardize the possibility that we lose somebody in this whole mix of things, because we're talking about a job reclassification, or perhaps even a different range for that position. It's got to stop, and we have been for many, many years ignored on certain aspects. You can go online right now and you can see every union contract we have on the municipal side. You cannot find them for the school side. So just so people understand how the town budget works, in case you don't, when we appropriate money for payroll, we can only use it for payroll. If we have expenses, we can only use it for expenses. We can't take money from expenses and use it for payroll, and vice versa. That's not how it works. On the school side, by federal law, by state and federal laws, which is perfectly legal, we give them a lump sum of money. They can move it around any way they want. They can reclassify their job positions. They can give salary increases without town meeting approval, because no one ever stands up and asks the question, what new positions do you have? How did you compensate them? None of that is ever had. Because of an archaic personnel policy that should have been abolished years ago, we're having this very half-hour, 45-minute conversation. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Through you, Chair.
Ms. Luciano?
I really just think it's unfair to pull the school into this conversation. They are guided by Mass General Law. We have to comply with Mass General Law. And I understand that because they're the biggest part of the budget that they seem to be the target all the time. But I think it's unfair to kind of cast doubt and kind of theories around what they could be doing around behind the scenes unfairly when they're not here to speak for themselves.
And I would add to that, that when town meeting comes up, and this is why we're having the conversation, if we have a town meeting, people should be asking these questions. If they're going to ask it from the municipal side, they should be asking on the other side. Those questions are never asked. There are a number of non-union personnel in that school department that none of us even know exist. I'm not trying to pick on the school committee, and you're absolutely right. What they're doing is perfectly legal. They have every right to do it this way. But as a citizen, and I'm sitting here looking at non-union positions on the municipal side and not knowing anything about the school budget side of it. I don't know who their ranges are. I don't know who's working over there. I don't have contracts to look at. That's the only point I was trying to make about the schools. They are doing what they are legally allowed to do, and I have no problem with that. But when we go through the charter review, I would like to see the same information like this on the municipal side, on the school side, so we can take a look at it. And the one other thing that I want to see, Mr. Town Manager, in the near future, is we're always talking about compensation and salaries. Salary. Let's talk about the other monkey in the room. What are the benefits? How much are we paying for benefits? Let's do a survey of communities around us and determine what our benefit structure looks like in comparison to other communities. If you want to get a true value of what we're paying the cost, that's the way to do it. We're pretty generous. I think we're pretty generous on the benefit side of it. And I think it's in time that we take a hard look at that and determine exactly how much money we're spending. But I don't want to. Ms. Luciano has the impression I'm trying to bash the school committee, school superintendent. That's absolutely not true. What I'm trying to do is show a difference between what happens on the municipal side compared to the school side. And in the future, I'd like to see the same information from both sides.
Mr. Kimball, thank you for all that information. I would just like to try to bring our focus back to the question at hand.
What was it?
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
Mr. Rich?
if you'd allow me to do that, I definitely, my 2 cents on this article is, it is a multi-step process, streamlining and straightening out archaic descriptions, titles, and the town, as we all know, does not like change. Everyone runs around with their hair on fire when there's some sort of change being proposed. But this is how to do it, and this is literal business HR strategy 101. And I don't understand the huge cause for concern reading what I have read anyway, to my understanding. This is how it's done in how I've seen it in 30 years. Unfortunately, it's not how Norton has done it. And, the first way to change something is take the first step. Everyone screams from the top of their lungs they want change, and then change is presented. And all of a sudden, everybody thinks that there's some sort of, coup or some sort of, something done behind the scenes or this or that. And, I just, taking the data as it is, we are maximizing, what is trying to be done here is maximizing resources that are available to us that are already providing cost savings, and just straightening out the language in the bylaw. I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is really a contestable kind of thing. This is as positive from every single angle. And I don't understand the adversity to it. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve Article 5 with the modifications as presented.
Second.
So a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, please.
Mr. O'Neill.
So I agree with, if this was a month earlier, I'd probably be fine with it because I have plenty of time. Most of us have not read the job descriptions, and I fully understand the big picture, but there are pieces missing from this puzzle right now. If we adopt these two job descriptions, which, by the way, the human resource generalist has a lot of overlap with the assistant manager of human resources and administration, if you read it and compare it against that position. But if you look at the two positions that we're proposing, if they get approved at town meeting, there is going to be gaps. There are going to be gaps that are currently in the current payroll and benefits administrator job description roles and responsibilities that are currently in hers. If that goes away and we don't replace that position with a data entry person, there are going to be duties that are going to be not shown on either one of those two job descriptions. So I want to make sure everybody knows that.
Point of information, that's just not correct.
I just read the job descriptions as in black and white.
The job descriptions do include an overlap in benefits, and payroll and payables is essentially what the assistant town accountant was, I'll say incorrectly labeled position, one of many, and there will be more productive changes coming in the future. Cross-training is a good thing. Modernization is a good thing.
Mr. Chair, there are 3 bullet points on benefits consultation, and there's nothing in here as far as payroll on the new human resource generalist. And to my point, you guys haven't been able to read this yourself, so like I'm just reading what I see, and we haven't had any discussions around it, so.
I will just say, if I may, Mr. Chair, we
Yes.
did have these available Monday printed for everyone so that everyone could be well versed on this, so we could have a good conversation. No one was trying to pull anything over. But and I just did want to address one point that you brought up earlier as to why couldn't we just pay this person the max? Well, for 2 reasons. One, the payroll position right now is a union position. It's not a contract position. So that union position couldn't be doing the same thing. Secondarily, even if the person in this position was a contract position and was in the payroll and benefits position, and you're right, you said, why don't you just pay them the max and no one would know better? That's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to be as transparent and show people what we're trying to do. We're trying to rebuild something that's modern, that's effective, so we can look back on it with pride and say, thank you for helping us, for believing in us, for believing in the town manager's vision, and saying, we built this, and this is why. To say
Mr.
we would
Chair,
do it backwards.
Hang on one second.
Point of
Hang
order,
on.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
I did not say nobody would know better.
Oh, I
want
meant
to be
that.
completely as transparent as everybody else. All I'm saying is, do you need a job title in order to give a pay increase? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, to be in the human generalist position, she could not be part of the union.
And by the way, that position is listed under the non-union jobs, Article 2, job classifications, payroll and benefits administrator.
And yet, it was a union position.
So it's on the wrong list?
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. And is there any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is all other town meeting articles subject to discussion. I think we voted on everything else on the town meeting warrant.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Town managers report.
Thank you. So, as everyone knows, the annual town meeting scheduled for Monday, May 8th. We're excited to...
18th.
18th. Thank you. We're excited to present to the residents the opportunity to decide the town's future on a number of issues, from construction projects to budgets. Very proud of this budget that is forward-looking, multi-year plan to put the town on sustainable financial footing. We've made significant strides to bring us into balance by reducing our reliance on one-time funding by over $700,000, presenting a balanced budget without layoffs. In this environment where most cities and towns, they're talking about closing fire stations, laying off droves of people. Even affluent towns like Lexington is laying off dozens of people. We're proposing laying off exactly 0 people. This budget, very proud of it. Proud of the department heads, the finance committee, the employees, the town manager's staff who put in countless hours, overtime and unpaid, to put together this collaborative team effort. There's been extensive outreach this year. I venture to say more than has been done ever in the past. For the first time, the select board chair and town manager went to Norton Media, filmed a primer on town meeting, introduced specific articles. We printed flyers. We've performed social media outreach, posted on the website, had a constable serve, as is legally required, all the public postings. Just very excited, encourage everyone to attend.
Mr. Chairman,
Invite your friends.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kibble.
Mr. Goode, you have copies of these up in your selectman's office, right?
We do, the clerk's office and the selectmen's.
So if anyone out there is listening and wants some information prior to the town meeting, these packets are already available at Town Hall. You can come in here to the clerk's office or to the manager's office and pick up a copy before Monday if you want to take some time to go through it yourself, rather than waiting until you sign in and suddenly they give you the information and you're supposed to understand it all. This gives you a chance to look at it in advance.
Thank you, Mr. Kimball. So in addition to having them available at the clerk's office, the select board's office, they're also available online. So you can just go home, go to the I Google town meeting, Norton town meeting warrant. It's the first thing that comes up.
Through you, Chair. Just one
Ms. Luciano.
point of clarification. You indicated there were no layoffs. If I understood listening to the FinCom committee meetings properly, the money that was moved was to save student-facing positions. However, there were other positions that were impacted. Is that not true?
I understand that due to there might be like 2 retirements or 2 non-tenured people, so there would not have to be a single layoff. Moving to the next item, I received correspondence from the K. Burton Scholarship Committee appointment, and this is an annual event that happens this year on Thursday, May 28th. So I understand that that's in 2 weeks from today. So where we would normally have a board meeting, it looks like we'll schedule that for the following Thursday unless there's a urgency or the chair informs me different. But there's a number, in fact, a significant number of students that submitted essays, and I understand that select board is invited to select a member to review those essays in coordination with a member of the school committee and to recommend and to present the scholarship on that day.
If you don't mind, is there somebody on the board that would be willing to look at those essays and perhaps work with the school committee so we can make some recommendations?
Mr. Chair, so I've done this before as a school committee chair, and I believe, and Bob has as well as a select board chair, I believe the K. Burton, double check it, Mr. Town Manager. I think it's supposed to be the chair of both committees, unless they've opened it up to anyone who wants to be appointed by the board and committee. You may not have all the language. Just verify that it doesn't have to be the chair. It can be anyone from the board.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball?
as chair, I've done it a number of times. More times than I want to talk about. After you read about 50 of these essays, they kind of get, your mind kind of fries, but it doesn't have to be the chairman. It could be anyone that wants to volunteer can be appointed to it. It's a very, very important committee, and what they try to do is, the way scholarship was set up is they try to give every student something. You know, they might give one student a lot more than the others, but they try to give everybody something in the process. So I would highly recommend, if anyone has never done it, we try to do it. I don't think I'm going to volunteer, but if someone else would like to,
Bit last year.
Is there anybody interested in helping out with that?
I'm happy to do it.
Thank you very much for that.
It is,
Ms.
it
Luciano.
says that it's being reviewed on May 28th, which I believe, is that a select board meeting date?
We're going to, that's when the presentation's made.
2 weeks from today.
so, Mr. Chairman, the presentation is going to be on May 28th. You're going to be meeting a week before that
Okay.
so that you can make the presentation on the 28th.
So, and we are going to change our regularly scheduled meeting off the 28th because of that night, because there will be several of us that'll be at that awards night at the high school.
Got it.
Mr. Chair, and by the way, and Bob can probably, I believe there are, to his point, they try to spread the wealth, as many people as possible. And as you know, sometimes the same kids get all the scholarships. This is an opportunity to give some of the other kids some money as well. And I think the principal hands them out. Am I right?
Yes.
So you don't have to hand them out. You just have to select them. Then the principal will hand them out during the awards night.
So we'll get you that, the information and your contact information and all of that for that.
Sounds good?
Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, I'll forward you that information, and that's from Daniel Marchin from the a guidance assistant at the high school. Next, veterans recognition and community partnership. So we're coordinating with the Veterans Council, the school department, and veterans agent to recognize those families of soldiers that have been called overseas, including in the Middle East recently. And this is a community building event. We deeply, I'm sure the board joins us in being appreciative of the sacrifices made by those who leave their homes and families to defend our freedom overseas. And they deserve our recognition and gratitude today and always. So stay tuned for events and activities to support those people.
Mr. Town Manager, just to make everybody aware that if they want to come to the Memorial Day celebration that we'll have on the Common, the POW MIA display that we have here will be in the gazebo on the Common so that everybody can go and take a look at that.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball.
in addition to the community partnership, we should add the VFW and the American Legion. Even though the Veterans Council represents both of those, they're both separate organizations that the Veterans Council works with, so I think we should add them into the mix also.
Of course, thank you. Yes, the VFW, the Legion, the Veterans Council, the Veterans Department. Hopefully I didn't forget anyone.
No, we have, Norton is well known for their support of veterans. So.
That's such a wonderful thing. And then the last point on the town manager's report is our financial operations and update on the treasurer's office. Ms. Grasso just left us, but I was just going to compliment her and her team on getting so quickly adjusted. She continues to amaze me every day. She's a big catch for the town. She did amazing work where she was, and she's not missed a beat. And I'm grateful she didn't even take a week off between her last job and this job. And she's coordinating our debt management. She's showed me a chart online that gives us our debt schedule for the next 20, 30 years. This forward planning is inspiring. She's coordinating with the finance departments. Just very impressed. We're positioned to maximize our interest, our investing. She's actually transitioned certain funds into higher yield accounts already, including the opioid fund.
Good, very good. That's
the-
great.
So we're
Mr. Town Manager, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, through you.
Yes.
How about the debt obligation? I noticed that on the 3-year trend on the budget sheet, that they're all declining, which is great news. We'll see what happens with the middle school roof. It's not that big of a project, but I know the high school project, this building, it looks like we may have peaked as a group of all of our long-term debt, which is promising.
Right. There's debt exclusion debt that's outside of the 2.5 levy, and then there's debt that we fit inside the budget. So that, I mean, they both peaked with the completion of this facility, the Council on Aging Community Center, the turf fields. The debt exclusion debt has also peaked, and every year for the next 20 years after the project was approved. But also, as you know, significant budget debt is also on a downward trend, which is a good thing. So we're continuing to keep an eye on that. We're still slightly above where we would like to be on debt to budget ratio, but we're looking forward to productive conversations with the treasurer, who really has an eye for this. So we'll continue to monitor that. I'm very excited for those.
And then one last comment. I believe the short-term debt has zeroed out for next year.
That would be the bands, the
Thank
bond
you.
anticipation
Yeah.
notes.
Yes.
Correct. Those are
Bridge loans.
done anticipation as a step one of larger borrowing. So it's like a temporary, less than 1 year borrowing to get us on track to a bigger borrowing. So
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kimball?
if you don't mind, Mr. O'Neill, if I could ask you a question. When we did the addition on the high school,
Who-
the addition on the high school.
When was it done?
2013.
Did we finance on the 2.5, or did we?
No, we had debt exclusion. It was 13 million, and it was completed in 2013.
13.
So it's 12, 13 years now.
Okay, so
Definitely beyond the halfway point.
That should be coming down. These interests on long-term debts, Mr. Town Manager, is this just the municipal stuff, or is this including water and sewer and everything else?
it's everything.
Everything. So as it's coming down, that obviously gives us more money to spend for other purposes. So it's refreshing, as you say, Mr. O'Neill, that it's starting to slide down finally.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Happy to continue these discussions as our financial condition continues to improve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Grasso, for your diligent work.
Thank you. Warrants.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve invoice warrant 26-44 dated April 30th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman, I make a motion that we approve invoice warrant 26-45 dated May 7th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve payroll warrant 26-22 for the week ending April 25th, 2026.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Select Board report and mail. Anybody have any mail they want to talk about? Nobody got any bills that they don't?
I have some bills if you want to pay. I have a question. We're not going to meet on the 28th because a lot of us are going to be invited and involved in the class night. So the next meeting would be,
We're going to move that to the following Thursday.
so that'll be June 4th?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I would just like to take a moment to thank Christie for, I've asked the town manager and, to get the information for the meeting and the packets ready for us earlier so that everybody should have them by Monday from now on. We're going to close any further items to be put on the agenda on Friday at noontime. So by Monday, you should have your packets available, and I think it's a great help to have the information numbered in our packets, and I think it's a real great help to have the table of contents available so we can find the information quickly. So thank you for that.
Second.
Okay, we're not going into executive session.
Motion to adjourn?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I should have brought this up before. Just one quick question. They studied the budget. By the way, thanks for providing, Chrissy, the whole town warrant. Miscellaneous expenses, I noticed that's a big increase, almost 400,000 over this current year to next year. You just explain what's in that bucket, Mr. Town Manager?
Sure, happy to. So this contains about 4 items, I believe. So it's the pension obligation, it's the insurance, about $1 million in insurance. It's contribution to OPEB, which is retirees' health insurance benefits, and an account for union negotiation salary increases.
Okay. That can't be
Thank you.
allocated to the correct accounting item at this point because it's still being negotiated, or the salary increases I'm talking about?
None of the 8 unions have settled yet. We were trying to.
Okay.
So unfortunately, we're just not there.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hey, I hope see everybody at town meeting on the 18th and then at the senior night on the, what's the date?
28th.
28th. So, thank you.